Do you know human face becomes gradually bigger as we age? We can definitely notice many gorgeous celebs' faces have changed much with age, especially in the low part of the face. It is not a problem of the senior obesity or bony change. Actually, it is soft tissue sagging problem from the facial bony skeleton. In front of the face, the upper part consists of relatively thin tissue, scalp, and most of tissue is bone, mainly bone. But in the low portion of the skull, that is face, the facial soft tissue is much thicker than scalp tissue. The facial soft tissue is attached to the skeletal framework, hanging below the cheekbone and mandible. Firmly when it is young, loosely when getting older. The cheek covers the middle portion of the face, just below the temple. The cheek is attached to the bone only at the margin of the tissue. To the zygomatic arch at its upper part, to the mandibular border at its lower portion. There is just a simple vacant oral cavity inside the cheek soft tissue with free inner lining unattached to the bone. Generally, the cheek is loosely attached to the facial bone. Therefore, with aging, its sagging is rapidly progressed, and then at the nose wing, forming deep nasolabial fold over the lip tissue. At the jawline, deepening the marionette line, and forming hanging jowl over the chin tissues. Actually, most prominent feature of jawline deformity is jowl formation. Actually, most important target of facelift is jaw. Considerable volume of tissue is hidden under the zygomatic bone. The space between skull and zygomatic body arch, that is fatty tissue, muscle, and the fascial layer. When young age, the tissue is well hidden in the space like snail in the shell. However, with aging, tissues gradually escape from the hidden space. This tissue escaping increases total facial volume, especially below the cheekbone and outer portion of the cheek. When we are young, various soft tissue attached to the mandible, including masticating masseter muscle, parotid gland, and buccal fat pad that is tightly attached to the mandibular border, forming V-line. Masticating masseter muscle, and outside there is a big salivary gland, parotid gland, and this muscle, masseter muscles, and inside about 5 to 7 cc's buccal fat pad is tightly arranged. Because it is tightly arranged, the mandible bone and soft tissue forms nice V-line. However, with age, since most of the tissue is located slightly posterior and outside of the face, gradual aging sagging progressive mainly in the lateral side. So the low facial shape gradually become U from V and finally W shape. With gravity, the width of the low face become gradually wider much than before when they are young. We call it aging prominent mandibular angle. Soft tissue change of the face starts with partial depression in the upper part, mid-face, anterior zygomatic area, cheek, temple, and cheek become deepened. Therefore, initially, volume replacement with filler injection or fat injection is effective. This volume replacement can obliterate the prominence of the borderline between nearby different type of facial soft tissue. However, inadequately or inappropriately injected filler and fat tissues might accentuate the tissue sagging by mass overloading or lump formation in the superficial layer of the facial soft tissue, makes facial expression unnatural. The most important problem is tissue sagging by gravity. The facelift only restore their previous young relationship between the facial skeletal framework and soft tissues. Skin layer only lifting results unsatisfactory outcome with wide scar, like a balloon filled with heavy water. That's why whole layer should be reconstructed and restored to their initial original position, including SMAS, facial expression muscles, and adjacent fascia. With multiplane facelift reconstruction, tension at the skin layer could be relieved much, and then the scar can be much better aesthetically because the tension can be divided with inner layer. Many doctors recommend thread lifting or simple volume replacement instead of this kind of incisional multiplane facelift. Talking about the danger of facial lobe injury. But the facial lobe branches are usually located mostly deep in the tissue. So, experienced surgeon can avoid facial lobe injury and safely with textbook-wise procedure. Actually, we don't have something special procedure. Instead, we just perform the multiplane facelift with generally accepted, safe, trendy technique. We only have much experience in this incisional multiplane facelift. We can do it safely and naturally. I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you.